The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Creative Emotions. I am your host, Vaquita Q, and thank you for coming to join us this evening. If this is your first time, I ask you to subscribe, okay? So you can get weekly just messages with good vibes and motivation. But what you can expect here is motivation, encouragement, information, empowerment, inspiration, transparency, and good vibes. That's what you will get, okay? There's nothing you can do about that. Absolutely nothing. I do have a few announcements. Poetry and Conversations will be June 27th at Demi's Restaurant and Bar in the lower level. The feature is Micaiah the Messenger. Get there early to grab a seat. You can get tickets on Eventbrite for $20 or you can get them at the door for $25. I encourage you to get there early, but it's going to be an amazing time. Books are still available. I Want My Own Husband, Mindset and Standards on Marriage. My book is still available. You can get that on www.thecreativeemotions.com. They are only $15, okay? It's a really good read. You definitely want to get yourself one. You can gift it, okay? Just make sure you support. So today I have a few guests, and I will allow them to introduce themselves because we're going to have a conversation, okay? Today's show is Education is Power. And so I'm going to start to my right, Miss Tawana Taylor. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Tawana Twin Taylor.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. What else you want to say about yourself, girl? Come on, now that's it.
Listen, okay, yeah. I'm Tawana Twin Taylor. I have an identical twin. I'm a loving mother, loving grandmother.
Aww.
I love all these ladies and gentlemen in this room with me today. Shout out Local 51.
Shout out Local 51. And to my left.
Hi everyone. My name is Crystal Childry. I am also out of Local 51. I am the chair of our education committee. And thank you, Vaquita, Miss Kennedy, for inviting me to be a part of the conversation.
Yes. And fella down there.
Good afternoon, membership. My name is Kennedy, just like the president from UAW Local 140. And we in the house today, Creative Emotions, on a special Wednesday here today.
Red shirt.
With these candidates. Red shirt Wednesday in the house. Give it up for the red shirts. We in here representing. And I brought my audience from this is what we do here to Creative Emotions. I'm a special guest. She asked last week. I said I would come. And I'm bringing my audience. So look, show up. This is where we do where we at. Right?
Okay.
What up, dog? Region 1.
What up, dog? So I just thought about education is power because, with anything, with any movement, you have to have some education, right? So people talk about people that are popular. You're popular only when you're really, really involved. And so I just want to touch in on that to talk about just a few questions. Like, when did you start your union education?
I actually started my union education as a TPT.
Okay.
In 2018, I started with Chrysler. And I want to say probably about maybe 5 months in, I started going to I said, well, can TPTs take classes? Mm-hmm. It was like, they sure can. I started at Sterling Stamping with LaShawn. She was my president over there. So nice. I asked, could TPTs take classes? Because I figured, okay, one day I would eventually get rolled over and one day I would eventually want to run for things. Mm-hmm. And I know knowledge is power, so in order for me to run for anything that I wanted to do within the union, within the locals, that I was going to need to take classes. Okay. So that's what I did as a TPT. I started taking classes when COVID was around and they had the plant shut down and they did the online education. I was right at home on my laptop taking classes and everything.
That's what's up. And that's selfless. Crystal, when did you start your union education?
So I believe it pretty much started like right when I was deciding what I wanted to do as a career. And I was researching if I wanted to come back to the union because I was really heartbroken when my plant shut down when I was a member back in the early 2000s. So I started looking around like what is the union about now after the what is the bailout and how could I feel as a member? How could I contribute? So I took a few public classes, just like whatever I could find. But when I came back to Chrysler and actually got the call to work there, Tori Green, because I was always asking questions, and I was like, this not right. And she was like, this girl always speaking at the union meeting, right, wrong, or indifferent. And one day she pulled me to the side and was like, hey, I'm going to develop a scholarship for you, and I want you to take these labor classes. Now, if you get rolled over, you got to stop, and you got to re-enroll when you full-time. But she afforded me my first opportunity to really learn about education, and from there, it just took off. Things started clicking, things I didn't understand when I was in my 20s the first time. And I was like, I have to share this. I have to be involved. I have to let other people know how to be advocates for themselves and others. And
it's been up from there.
Yes.
That's what's up. Usually I don't talk about, union stuff and labor stuff on my show. But since it's Red Shirt Wednesday, we got a special guest in here, Mr. Kennedy, like the president. When did you start your union career, your union education, I'll say, because you've been doing this?
So I will say this. What better person to have on your podcast to talk about education, labor on a podcast? None other than myself. What a genius idea of you. Give it up for this lady right here.
Goodness.
Give it up, Miles. Give it up. Like, who else but Mr. This is what we do.
Wow.
That was funny. Okay. But no, so I don't know what it was. I mean, I think education just kind of found me. I mean, I said before I started in this business, what some people know about me, but most people don't know about me, is I did commission sales before I did this. Okay. I sold cars for almost like 20 years, right? And I was remotely successful at it. I made decent money. And I tell people I come from an era where what you killed and what you grew is what you eat. So basically, what I sold is what I ate. Like there was no, like some weeks you may not get something, right? Unless you worked at a dealership like that. Well, anyway, that being said, back to education. So when I ended up getting into the auto business, with the manufacturing end, because I've been in the auto business, just to be able to just show up and they were going to pay me, like that was like refreshing to me. Like wow. Right, and I wasn't getting paid a lot, but they were going to pay me, right? And it was going to be consistent, right? And no matter what I did, no matter how good I was, no matter how bad I was, they were going to pay me. Right? And that was a novel concept coming from where, like, you can show up for a whole week, and if you ain't hitting or you're not doing what you're supposed to do,
you ain't getting paid.
You're not getting paid. So I always felt like, and I have to be honest, be transparent. When I came into that environment, I kind of looked at the auto workers kind of like that. They're kind of lazy. Like, so much complaining going on. It's like, why? All you gotta do is show up. That's it, right? And I can play hurt or do whatever else. So anyway, but I have a whole much different respect for it now after being through it, right? So I will say that. I will have so much a different respect for the auto worker. So, to have the opportunity to have education and things of that nature, I think I was just kind of like messing around, and my experience started with, once again, Tori Green King, TGK.
Shout out to Tori Green.
Shout out to Tori Green King. And I think I met, I don't know if I met Jerry, I know I met her first before I met her husband, Jerry King. Yeah. Get up for Jerry King, who will be a speaker at the UAW Region 1 Men's Health Fair this weekend, June 13th, 10:30 to 4 o'clock. Right. Plug. But yeah, so I just kind of started with, Wayne State. And then I heard about Black Men in Union. I went to Black Men in Union. When the first time I went, I remember going to the cafeteria. That's when it was still on campus, but they had a cafeteria. And like, I couldn't even see around the corner with so many people.
That's what's up.
It was so many people. And from that point on, I was just kind of hooked. And it was just like, I just started kind of going. And then I had things going on in my personal life. And I found out the labor education was kind of an escape. So I kept on doing education after education, just kept on taking class after class. And then I got involved and I started to know the people and we started to become part of the family. And now it's just like, That's what I do.
Second nature.
Second nature.
Oh, I was doing that for myself.
But you always do it. And so I'm proud to say I have the ability to raise funds for a lot of educational opportunities. And
Okay.
I'm proud of that. But
For
yes.
scholarships.
Yeah, scholarships.
So when we speak about education and power, it kind of goes hand in hand because nothing will be able to get past you. You would think twice before accepting anything, and I think Crystal was kind of touching to that, just to be able to navigate and defend yourself. You know, when you feel like things are not right. A lot of times in the auto field, we rely on other people to handle our business or handle our affairs. And I believe that that's one thing that you need to do for yourself. Educate yourself. If you're just joining, we're talking about education is power. This is a live call-in show. The number is
810-560-0658. 810-560-0658.
and you can call in. Education creates, again, a personal empowerment, societal progress. So when you know something about your community, a lot of people are now getting involved in their communities, you know, and things are changing. And a lifelong pursuit. I don't think we will ever arrive. That's what I tell people. It don't matter what you do. You can keep learning. We're never going to get to a place where we just like, oh, I'm straight. I know everything. I don't need to know anything else, right? Exactly. We're going to have to continue to learn and continue to move forward and just growing yourself and being the best version for yourself. Again, I normally do not talk about work stuff on my page, but we're going to go ahead and get right on into it because this has been a long season of elections and campaigns.
Well, this is what we do. That's why you talk about elections and things of that nature.
Jesus.
I understand. But it's okay to talk about work, right? It's part of what we do.
It's okay, but right? I'm more on the, you know.
But but there is a way that you can mesh the two. Right?
Okay,
I mean,
so that's what we're gonna do.
We've had discussions before. I mean, what better platform to bring to your workplace than a positive, uplifting, motivational, right?
And I've always tried to keep them separate, right? Like people at work, they like, well, you do this, you do that, because I'm like, work is work and this is that, but it all goes together. So I've been sharing a little bit more about things that I do and, you know, things of that nature. So I do want to ask you guys, are you running for a position? If so, what is that position and why are you running?
Okay, well, I am running for trustee. I am running for a trustee because some of the things that trustees do, I have already been doing for like the last 8 years. A lot of people don't know that I sat on the school board at my daughter's school for 8 years. Mm-hmm. 2 of those years I was vice president. The last 6 years I was president. So everything that we do as trustees, I had to do with my vice president because we didn't have all the extra people. Okay. So I was doing the books and I was making sure that all the inventory was in check and I was auditing and everything like that. So I said, once my daughter got older and she graduated and went to high school, the high schoolers already have their stuff set pretty much. They have their moms and dads, so everything is pretty much set. So I said, let me take a step back from that and pour into my local. This is where I'm working at. This is where I'm going to retire from. Yeah. So it's time for me to step up and step into my local and take on roles there. That's what made me decide to run.
Yeah, okay. If you guys don't know, I'm Vaquita Q. I'm running for vice president of my local 51. I absolutely love my local. I mesh my life together. I'm, very supportive of my local. I'm there for everything, okay? And it's good to even have a mate that does the same thing, because there's no conflict there. So, Crystal, go ahead. Are you running for something?
Yes, I am. So I am running for re-election for trustee. And what really got me into finances, I think back when I was, 18, graduated from high school, I had to teach myself how to do my own financial aid. Okay. So learning how to do that. Yeah. Like the FAFSA, they just like, here's the website.
Here you go. Fill it out.
Yeah. Okay, I got it, I guess. And then I just, something about numbers and making sure things balance, it just was like interesting because it's like tedious, but exciting when you learn how to solve problems. So I think it's kind of like numbers and money and solving problems. And then when I worked for a CPA and learning like all the back part and paying employees and doing taxes. I think everybody did taxes at one point.
Yeah, my kids, everybody.
Yeah, so I was the tax lady in my family. Thank you, Star, my sister, for taking that over.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
But then at the local, after becoming the chair of the education committee, I said, well, what can I do more and still be in the moment, still not overwhelm myself? And trustee just seemed like a really good fit. I'm also finishing up my second associates in accounting. So it just seemed like a really good fit.
So I did invite Herb. He had to work, but I told him to call in if he had an opportunity, to call in. These are a few people that's running at Local 51. But I know you're not running for anything, sir. But did you have, anything you want to encourage people that are running for a position? Because I think we may be the last on the totem pole with the elections. Because everybody has had their elections. I think we're still kind of the only ones going through. But you have anything?
Sure, I have something. So I'm not running for anything. I've run for a couple of things. I think I don't know how many races. I say 6, right? But it could have been more, maybe a little bit less. But I've run quite a few times, 6 times. I've lost every election that I've been in. Wow. Right? Except for the last one. Then I got redistricted, and then I was sent back to the line. So, I mean, all that led me to where I am now. Right? And I'm grateful for my journey. I didn't understand as I was going through, but there was a reason for it. And I'll say this, and you know this, I had a lady who spoke a word into my life about a year or 2 ago and told me I'll be a leader of men is what she told me. She prayed for me. She said, you'll be a leader of men. And this was right when the director had come to me about being chair of the men's council, but I hadn't told anyone about it. Right? I don't know if people know, I sat on that idea for about 8 months before I ever did anything, because I was like, where do I go? Right? I was just kind of sitting on the idea, and I'm forever grateful for it. But education is cool. But I want to ask Twin down there about, I didn't know that you said you were on your child's school board and you were the president. So what did that consist of?
Everything you can think of.
And how did that happen? Were you elected? Was it something that you chose to do?
So, there's not, the school district that she was in, it wasn't a whole lot of parent volunteers. So when you step into that role, you doing fundraisers, you doing any and everything you can think of to help the school out, to get money for the kids, just everything for the kids. I was passionate about that because I'm a firm believer in you pour into your children. And so I'm pouring into my children, and I'm letting my children know that mommy's here. I'm gonna walk this walk with you. I'm gonna be that parent that's up in that school that's complaining if something's not right. I'm gonna be that parent that want to see things happen and evolve in your school. So that's what made me step up into the school role.
That's cool. So I do want to say this, and this is kind of off the subject, and it just kind of came to me because she started talking about school and parental involvement, and I don't want to make this podcast about this, but I was recently watching something about Carmelo Anthony that was on. I guess that's been a story that's been in the news. And I heard parents saying that we need to find a place to send our schools, and I guess there were DPS parents, and it was like, well, I can't send them here, I got to send them, they was naming all these different places, Farmington places they could send them. But my comment to that was just like, get involved. Right? I told, it was like maybe 8 or 9 people. I said, with those 8 people in these comments, they can make a difference at one school, right? Just by being involved. And we have to reclaim the Black experience. We have to reclaim what the Detroit experience is, right? If you worry about your kids fighting at school, I mean, get involved. Just because I don't have kids there, don't mean that I can't show up. Because really, the schools determine the value of your home. Everybody in the neighborhood should be invested to have the school in the neighborhood, because you got good school in your neighborhood.
Keep your value up.
Keep your value up. So it's a neighborhood thing. So we just need to reclaim that. And I said that about when you said about being involved in schools and the importance of
that's a real thing.
Because it takes a village. It takes a village.
It does. Even when your kid is gone, you should still be participating in your school. So I'm going to ask Crystal here, because I know she's being for re-election. I mean, I know you do a lot of other things, right? I mean, you're involved in the University of Michigan. You're the chair over at the Education Council, newly formed, right?
Yes.
Newly formed Education Council over at Region 1. I mean, you are really like one of the mainstays with the youth and unions that they have. I mean, a lot of us don't know about. Talk about that. Talk about what youth and unions is, because we know about everything. Because that's something because they have a Young Workers Conference coming up the end of this month.
Yes, and I'm helping with the coordination of that.
Matter of fact, are you coordinator?
Junior.
She is the junior coordinator.
Look at that. Look at God. I didn't think about that. You are the junior coordinator. So talk about being a junior coordinator, or talk about youth and unions and what that's about.
So youth and unions, we really, well, I think God voluntold me to do something different because we just needed to someone that could connect to children, and I have children.
Yeah.
And youth and unions focus on children just understanding what the union is, what is collective bargaining, and how to stand up for each other, how to use your voice, how to learn the democratic process, and it's just been really good from Black men and union to the Latino conference, whatever conference has the youth. It's just really exciting to see what their experiences are in school, and it's very similar to what we experience on the floor and in the
What's the
workplace.
concept of youth and unions? Tell me what it is, like the age, and how does that work?
So with youth and unions, I believe it starts at age 8 and it goes up to 17, and so depending on
Those good
how.
ages.
Yeah, so we start pretty young, and if it's a really big class, we kind of break the 8 through 12 together and 13 through 17 together, and then we just kind of do age-appropriate lessons. But it seems like no matter if they're young or older, it's it all blends together because even at this, I didn't experience all of this when I was a kid, but at a very young age, you're going through a lot of the things that we experience as adults.
They do.
Any kid
They
can
do.
participate, right?
Any
And it costs
kid.
what,
It's usually $50 or $60,
$50, right?
and that
it's
includes
2
your
days, and it's food.
Yep, it's a one-day teach or one-day workshop, and then it's a graduation day, and that includes your lunches, your breakfast, a T-shirt, and it's just a lot of fun.
So it's a pretty cool concept. I mean, if you're
We
looking
do
for,
need-
if
yeah.
you're looking for something for your kids to do, especially over the summertime, it costs like $50. You can drop them off. It's June 27th over at Troy Somerset.
Troy.
Yes.
But it's given by the University of Michigan at Dearborn. You can contact them. I don't have the number, but it's a pretty cool concept.
I will find the number.
And it's the Young Workers Conference. But
Yeah.
this year, Crystal has the honor of being the junior coordinator. I was the senior coordinator.
The young, what is it?
Young Workers Conference.
Young Workers Conference. When is that? Because people still got time to register.
Yep,
Well,
I'm
we got a
registered
little
for
bit
it.
of time.
That's
Yeah, it's on a
July,
little
June 27th.
Yeah.
June 27th.
You registered?
Yep, I'm already
June
registered.
26th,
What
It starts on June 25th.
25th, 26th, and 27th.
But now that I know that any kids could come, I'm thinking about bringing my
Any
daughter.
kids, like it's a good concept,
this-
but it just gives them something to do, right? You can come to the conference and then have a place for your kid to go.
Yeah,
but if you
I'm
don't
already
come to the
registered.
conference, you can still be like, look, get my kids something to do for $50.
So if you were just joining,
And it's not a video game, right?
Yeah, we're talking
and
about
it's food, and it's other
educa-
kids. And, I'm sorry.
We're
But
talking
yeah.
about education is power. Educated member is a dynamic member, and just the different things that we do to involve ourselves, to educate ourselves. And so the Young Workers Conference is coming up. I am a speaker. I mean, instructor, and so I will
What
be
class will
teaching.
you be instructing?
I will be teaching of male and female relationships in the workplace.
Yeah.
In the workplace, okay?
In the workplace.
So we will be having a conversation about that. If you want to go ahead and put the dates for the young workers. You got that up?
So
What you got, classes?
I was looking at the classes.
Okay,
Yes.
So
go
we
ahead
don't
and
have
take
a
the
youth one this time.
Also, we do not
Not
have a
this
youth and
time.
unions,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's a concept that does come up. But you can still come in and register for the. Go ahead.
So you can register. Let's see. It's like we said, it's June 25th through the 27th at the Somerset Inn in Troy. And if you have TAP, you can apply for your TAP rep at your location.
Toy Green King.
Yes,
Not that 51.
That's it,
Now you
okay.
go talk to Brandy
we
King.
have Brandy
sorry.
King.
Yeah, talk
your
about the
mouth.
Kings.
But go and see your TAP rep. It's still time to get in your voucher.
Yes.
And just pick a class. We have 8 really great classes.
Pick a class.
Right quick, Richard He says, good evening, Kennedy, bro, and Vaquita, and guests.
Hello there.
Roberta Grainer is watching.
Hello there.
Roberta Gaynor, yes,
So
yes.
I do want to ask you guys, what is something people that may not know about you?
So last conference I took a class with Crystal. Crystal was actually the facilitator
It had me
in
crying.
that class. I wear so many different hats that people would never imagine. Crystal knows a lot about
Yeah.
what I've been through.
Like what?
It's
Quiet.
It's very deep. I've been through a lot in my life.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, I am still here.
Amen.
And by the grace of God, I did not let my situation deter me.
Okay.
I did not let my situation stop me from being the best me that I could possibly be.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so you want people to know that you a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
That you strong. You a survivor. I'm a survivor.
So I do wear a lot of different hats. I am a model. I am a travel agent.
Okay.
I am an event host. Me and my twin sister are looking to open up a bar and grill. So there's a lot of different things that I'm interested in doing and trying to work on right now. So
Nice. Local 51. Y'all hear that? It's something you don't know about her.
Okay. People don't know about you, Crystal.
I don't really know. I'm pretty much an open book. I'm trying to really think, like, what do they not know? I do poetry. I'm not joining. Don't do that.
That is something people don't know.
yeah.
She does poetry.
I
You'd be
do a
good
little
fit
bit
in
of
poetry
artistry.
Conversation.
She tried to get me to do it once.
June 27th over at Demi's 7 Mile and Telegraph, right?
Wow.
I'm trying to talk to you and plug your thing. Did you 7 Mile and Telegraph, right?
I already said that. I'm bringing it back. Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you a poet. Okay. Kennedy, is there anything about you that people just don't know?
Well, I work on a labor focused podcast.
No.
Okay, so something that they don't know about.
Yes.
Me. I was a mentor as a youth, right?
Okay.
I just recently, my cousin sent me something. I was in a newspaper way back in the good old days, and I was mentoring Ramon. I can't remember Ramon's last name, but I was like 15 years old. I was part of a youth group, a mentoring youth group, Young Men of Omega. I was called ourselves Young Men of Simba, and we were actually started a mentoring group out of our mentoring group, but it was for elementary kids, and we call that group Manhood. So I've always been a mentor. I've always been always loved men, been a lover of men, lover of young men, lover of black men. I feel like we all we got.
Yeah, that's real.
I love the brothers. And also one thing you don't know about me, I guess I'm gonna break the news here because I'm supposed to be on a Zoom call now.
Okay.
So UAW Region 1 Men's Council Labor Day weekend, please take your notes. Labor Day weekend. Put your calendar. That is, we're really looking to do something at UAW Region 1 Men's Council. We're doing something, we're going to call it a conference that weekend.
Okay.
The first ever. So they're meeting right now. I'm supposed to be on that call right now.
Oh, yeah, you can excuse yourself.
Right. We're getting membership support. We already have the director support. So I'm going to break it here first. We will be having a UAW Region 1 Men's Council of Sort Labor Day weekend. Details to come.
Nice.
So come to the health fair this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? June 13th from 10:30 to 4, and we're going to talk more about it.
Nice. Congratulations with that. Shout out to Local 51. I see Shayna Whitley chiming in. She say, I see all three of my candidates. Hey, y'all. What's up, girl?
Hey, Shayna.
Tyrell Smith. It's Rail 51. What's up, Rail?
Why don't I see that on my feed?
Because this is YouTube, okay?
Oh.
Thank you so much, Rail. Thank you, Shayna. Macaroni D on there giving us a clap. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you share this. Tell people on Local 51 to get on, okay?
Linda Fletcher watching on, man. What's up, Linda? 228 out. What's up, Linda? Now.
So I just wanted you guys to have a moment just to, talk to the different
Facebook in the
candidates.
house. Facebook.
Shout out to Podcastic and Facebook.
Yeah, you're off the hook on this one.
So,
thank you, Kennedy. Thank you. This is what we do.
Thank
for showing up.
Yeah. Shout out to This Is What We Do. Shout out to Podcastic.
So let me say this right quick because you're on YouTube. So I do want to give a shout out to 51. I was over at your election and I met almost 50 people who joined the page. So I want to give a shout out to 51 for showing support and coming on. This Is What We Do. I hope we're doing more work with people over at Local 51. It's a great local. It's a historic local. It's Mac Engine, right?
Yeah.
Not Mac Engine anymore, but it's a historic place.
It was, yeah.
And I dig it. Go 51.
So in order to put yourself out there, we have to be vulnerable, right? And I think that is the one thing that just give you the butterflies in your stomach. You got to campaign and talk to people you don't know and really put yourself out there. So how hard was it to put yourself out there running for trustee, just coming with your experience?
Okay, so it was a little hard because the department I work in, I can't reach everybody. I'm all the way in the back end final, so I can't reach Trim all the time. I can't reach chassis all the time. I can get to door line a little bit, you know, but just being able to go up to talk to different people that you don't know, that you would never really, you know, I speak to everyone. Good morning, whatever. I speak to everyone. I don't have a problem speaking, but just getting out there, giving them the flyers, seeing if they're going to actually take them. Some people don't take them. Some people look at them and they be like, yeah, I got your vote. And they keep it moving. You know, it's just getting out there and talking to the people. You gotta go for what you want. So you got to get out there and talk to the people.
Ooh-wee, that feeling in your stomach. I don't care how many times this happens. And there is a feeling in your stomach when you get out of your car and you have to put yourself out there to be vulnerable.
It's called vulnerability.
Yes,
right? And it's good though.
How hard is it? Was it for you to put yourself out there again, because this is re-election for you?
It was really difficult because you feel like you might be already established, or people know who you are, they know your work, and when you out there talking to people, they just know something is being done. They have no clue of what's going on or who actually like is doing the work. So trying to explain it without seeming like you're bragging and just saying that it's for the membership. I think that's like connecting the dots and making sure that the membership knows that this sacrifice and that what we're doing is for the betterment of the membership, and trying to explain that to coworkers that might be disgruntled or the morale is low. There are really challenging conversations sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
So can I say this? I mean, I don't want you to look at it as like bragging. Right, and I know it's kind of hard. I talk to this young lady about it all the time. People don't know if you won't tell them, right?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, there's a difference with saying it like over and over and over again, but you have to tell people what you're doing, because what I found out, we coming from the same world, a lot of times people really don't know what you're supposed to do. And a lot of times they have false expectations of what your job is, right? Because we hear these things about the union, and we lack the education where we think we're supposed to be able to slap our supervisor, and the steward's supposed to be able to say, tell the supervisor, get the supervisor fired, right? And give me a bonus, right? And it's
on
just
top
like,
of it.
it's like there's a lot of unrealistic expectations, which leads to a lot of talking that people dissatisfaction. They're dissatisfied, but you can really be doing your job, right? A lot of times, I think on a lot of levels, we do a lot of extra stuff, and we train our audience and our members to be able to do this extra stuff. When the next person comes along and doesn't do it, it's like, you're not doing your job. No, that was never my job.
Right.
The other person just didn't know their job, and they were doing other things to compensate you to say they didn't know their job.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Right.
It happens often with the steward, and being a previous backup steward and being on the floor a lot, even when my steward was available, being on the floor, a lot of times you do things just out of the kindness of your heart. That's like going the extra mile, right? But a lot of the stuff it enables the membership, if we want to be honest about it. Like, a steward's job is to make sure that you are not being violated. But you can call your steward if you had a long night, you got to lay over, you got to go pick your kid up, you was late for the 7th time, you know what I'm saying, on the last leg, and your steward is constantly trying to, help in regards to that. But guess what? They got 298 other people that they got to go to. And so a lot of times we do work that is not necessarily our job, okay? So I'll say that, coming from being the recording secretary for my local, there's a huge sacrifice that I've been taking, and it's not to brag on or to say, look what I'm doing. It's because I know that it's needed. It's only a season, and it is a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice where I'm taking the L, I'm taking the loss, but I know this is the foundation. If I can be a part of the history, the foundation of my local, that goes when I'm even gone, that'll be a part of it. And so it's just a bigger picture. And a lot of times when you're running for these positions, it needs to be a selfless mindset that you have to say, you know what, I'm coming for service. I'm coming to bring something that may not even be implemented, and then bring something that you can bring. You don't have to run a campaign based on what somebody else is doing. Run your campaign based on what you can bring, based on your own merit, based on, and one thing it just kind of bores me is people that run off of negative campaigns. When you run off something that was so detrimental to a local or to a business, and you run off of that to say, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Run on your own merit, because 9 times out of 10, you will get in those positions and you will be in the same position. So just be careful how you're running your campaigns. We have a runoff next week, Wednesday and Thursday.
Man. So I'll say breathe, because you breathe, please breathe. So right quick,
Wednesday and Thursday.
Linda Fletcher says, hi, ladies and Kennedy. Fred Wilson. Chef says 140.
What's up,
Linda
Chef?
Fletcher said, what up, Doe? 2280 Region 1. Mervyn T. White. Media Merv is what you said. Good panel discussion.
What's up,
Ariel
man?
Boynton said 51 with the fist, not the fist emoji, but the arm emoji.
What's up, Ariel?
Mervyn T. White said, what's a good class or classes for any new member to take? He's trying to get involved in the
Union
conversation.
101.
Union 101. Come on, now you need to know what it is.
Union meetings and me, I can just spit them out.
So this is the education chair, right? She's been hosting classes, and we have about 4 or 5 people that come. We got 3,000 members.
Yep.
But when it's time to fly, when it's time to go overseas, you got to go to a conference somewhere, everybody ready to go. Why we can't go down the street to WC3? Where these people
To the
have
region.
trained themselves.
Even the region.
Yes.
They have trained themselves to teach these classes, and people do not show up because you have to show up on your own time. Again,
right.
this is a selfless job.
So let me say this, because Crystal, she teaches classes, but Crystal and actually Crystal, she teaches it. You have to go through a training at Region 1 to be able just to teach the
to be
material.
a teacher.
Right, and you're the teacher of those who teach, right?
One of them, yeah.
Right? You're the person who educates
Now.
those who want. So if I wanted to say, hey, I work at local X and I'm in Region 1 and I want to teach some information. Hey, I want to teach parliamentary procedures. I'm going to have to come to the region and you're going to train me how to teach that class. Right?
Yes, or you can, and say for instance, you don't have any experience at all and there's not a workshop coming up to where you can be trained, you can make the request to your region. Have your president come out, make the request, and they'll come teach it for you. So we work together as a team, and I'm excited to do that with the region to get all our education committees activated. So you don't have to just dive into it.
Man.
You can ease your way in, get comfortable, have some support. I'll come to any local as long as my schedule permits.
Right.
And we gotta help each other out because education is powerful.
Education is power, and you don't got to go overseas. Guess what? You can go to your local. You can learn.
Cut it out.
No, I'm so serious.
Michael Jerome Howard says, good afternoon, everyone. Michael Jerome Howard is running for Macomb County. He's
Okay.
Macomb County Commissioner. And then you have Rashad Green said, 140, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Right.
And so we are talking about education. If you're just joining, we're talking about education is power. And I have a few people from my local that are running for positions. We have a runoff next week. So Local 51, make sure you guys come out and vote. We have a runoff for the president, the vice president, the sergeant at arms, the recording secretary, and the trustees. I have 2 of the trustees to my left and to my right. And so this was just an opportunity for them to come and to, tell you a little bit about themselves, and just so you can see, this is a platform that I pay for, so I chose them to come on. I also told Herb to call in because he's running for trustee as well. He is number 7. Just to kind of, give a little feedback as well. We should always find ways to better ourselves, right? And I'm saying education is key because we have so many different learning opportunities within our region. It's no way, we can go about just unknowing, like not knowing different things. There's opportunities for you to learn. There's opportunities for you to grow. You don't have to just jump up and say, oh, I'm going to run for president before you even take a class. So let's be educated. Let's move, strategically. This last year, what have you done for yourself that would also be for the betterment of those that you are representing?
Peace, rest.
Okay.
Yes, that was going to lead into my quote.
Okay.
But I think you were one of the first people to talk to me about that because I was just moving, zoom, 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 zoom. He was like, Crystal, live in the moment, rest.
Yes.
You got to take care of yourself. And I think really knowing what I'm good at and then building on that.
Yeah.
And then things that I know I could do, but it's I don't want to overwhelm myself. So it's just staying in. I created a lane and I'm sticking to that lane.
That's good.
Right.
What about you? What have you done this year for yourself that will be also for the betterment of those that you will be representing?
I took a week-long class over at the region every day after work.
Okay.
I took that because I said if I'm going to run for this position, the members need to know that I'm serious. And my quote is, actions speak louder than words. I can talk to you all day long.
That's good.
But if I'm not doing the action, if you're not seeing what I'm doing, the words don't mean anything. It doesn't mean a thing. So I took the time. They had a week-long class at the region every day after work. I went right to that region, took every single class that week, and still been taking the classes. So,
and I would say that's a thing for me as well. Just constantly learning. You know, you should be a forever student.
Yes.
And that's just a fact. So I'm always learning. Being able to take my spiritual life serious, because that's me, right? And so me pouring into myself, that creates a cup where I can overflow, where I can run over, right? A lot of times we give of ourselves, but we're not full because we're spreading ourselves thin. And so for the betterment of my membership, I make sure I have a balance in my life. I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I take time for myself. I like me, right? You should like yourself. And that's just something that will reflect, right, when I'm representing my peers, when I'm representing my local. And so another thing, how will you continue to help educate those people around you?
I think the best thing to do right now in this environment that we have is listen more than you talk.
Yes.
So it's so many things that I learned over these last few weeks. Like I said, like people didn't know what standing committees were, so we're getting that back activated coming soon. People don't really understand where they can get more education, like online, the region, how to get in touch with the TAP rep. So I just want to continue to be an advocate and a person that they can come to just guide them in the right direction. Definitely don't want to take on anybody else's job. I would definitely point you into the right direction and just be that trusted person that you can talk to.
Okay. How would you continue to help and educate those around you?
she pretty much said it all.
The
But
same thing.
I went to the Education Council meet and greet. What was it, last week at the region?
Thank you for coming.
So I did express my interest in wanting to join the Education Council. Once they had that initial meeting, I was out of town, so I couldn't make it to the meeting.
Well, they got another
But
one.
I did express my interest, so Crystal knows.
Okay, good.
That I am interested in joining the Education Council over at the region.
We'll be happy to have you.
So yeah, just constantly educating, like, everybody on my team, they come to me for everything.
And I know I'm always encouraging people, get involved, take you some classes, educate yourself, okay? Kennedy, how would you continue to educate those people around you? Because I didn't want to leave you out. You over there looking out the window like...
I was looking at Talking with Todd, who was on previously on Podcastic, and he's on with Respectfully Speaking afterwards. So if you stay after this, you will see Respectfully Speaking. Fuck. But anyway, no, I was going to let the ladies shine because they're running for something. I just think, but I do want to get my quote at some point. But I go ahead.
Okay, yep. So quote was going to be at the end. We got about 10 more minutes. So everyone says like as soon as elections start, they can't wait till elections are over. Why do you feel that campaigning is exhausting, or do you find pleasure in it?
I find pleasure in it. I know I said I was going to let them talk, but I enjoyed it. I'm a car salesman at heart. I'm telling you, when I sold cars, you got to think about it. You meet strangers every day. I come from the era of salesman when it was before the internet. So the only way people drove their car up on the lot, and you had to walk all the way out there. They drove way out there, and you walk out there, and they hop in their car and drive off.
Ooh.
Right? But you had to meet strangers every day. So when you at your job and you meet people, it's just like, hey, I'm a stranger every day. I loved it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. How you feel about that?
It's really exciting when you put your literature and your material together and what you want to communicate on paper, and just seeing that transform into what you say in person. But then it does get exhausting because you gotta like, okay, I have to make sure I do this. I have to make sure I hit this area. I gotta had a tough skin to get the constructive criticism, which we all need.
Yeah.
And then it's just sometimes people just act weird. Like people that I talk to every day, it's like they spinning me, and I'm like, I'm not even coming over here for that.
Yes. I just want to say hi. Wow.
And it's like, and I get it. You don't want to publicly like.
So we got a call.
Okay.
Hello, caller. This is what we. Oh, I'm sorry.
Welcome to Creative Emotions. Who am I speaking with?
Chef Wilson.
Hi, Chef. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Kennedy? I heard you pick up first.
This is what we do. We talking about education is power. I'm here with two candidates from Local 51.
You know what? One thing I think you guys have an answer and it's something I live by. And he always told me, he said, son, just learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing you guys can do for people that will be supporting you, and you've all said it, is learn something new. Educate yourself so you can educate others every day. Because a lot of people, we get wrapped up into everyday business of families paying bills, that when election time comes up, we shouldn't be voting for people for popularity.
Yeah.
Right? It's because behind closed doors, you guys are supporting us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you're taking out time to educate yourself and then taking out time to educate us that are not running for the positions, that's A1.
That's what's up. Yeah. So doing it regardless. That's good. Always. That's why I say always. Yeah.
We're stepping in a room with a situation that it's our first time, but you guys have come up like many a times. So the better you are in these areas every day. Stacy and I was talking.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy works with me, and
Stacey Hawkins.
Yes,
Of course.
absolutely.
We love Stacey
And I
Hawkins.
said, every time you talk with someone, write down the conversation, put it in your phone, put it in notes, so you can go back to it. I think we sometimes overlook small conversations, which will be big ones one day.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this show. I'm all about educating yourself.
Yes.
The whole panel, you all have the answer. Crystal, I didn't know you did as much that you
Oh, honey, she got a long resume. That's why I want the membership to know it, and that's why I chose them to come on, just so they can know the background of those that are running for these positions. Because everybody would throw their name in the hat. Again, and some people run off of negative campaigns, but people that really have the heart and that have been doing the work is the people that I would like to lift up, so for the membership to see, even if it's just a few.
So can I say this?
You know what?
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up, Q. When you're running a negative campaign, and I hope you're listening,
Yeah.
right? To the people who do this, you're showing everybody that you're unqualified.
That's good. Yeah, you ain't got nothing else.
To run a negative campaign. You're just showing people that you're unqualified.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing you have to move forward with. It's negativity. So if you're doing this, stop, because you're telling on yourself, and I just told everybody.
And hopefully people listening.
Yes, you're on point.
Thank you so much, Fred. Thank you for calling in.
You guys continue. I hope everybody's really listening.
Mm-hmm.
Not being entertained, but I hope you guys are really listening.
Some people,
And I
they might not come on when it's live, but they're going to come back and watch it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Some of our biggest leaders in our communities, they were teachers before anything else, and they taught us. So you guys are, everybody on the panel is leaders in our community.
Yeah,
Yes.
leaders.
You guys are. And I can look
Leaders.
for it. So keep teaching, and then hopefully they start listening.
All right.
Thank you so much, Fred.
Right on.
That's
I
my
love all you
chef.
guys.
All right, you have a good one.
So right quick, I want to make sure. I think Michael Jerome Howard. I think Mervyn T. White said state representative. So I think he may be running for state representative.
Okay.
And Mervyn T. White is running for precinct delegate. Get up for
Nice, Merv.
Media Merv.
Okay.
And Marnice is watching. Hey, Marnice. Go ahead.
Okay, so I find a little bit of pleasure in campaigning. Again, because we get to meet new people, and if you didn't have to fight so much, it shouldn't have to be, I always say you don't run against people. We run for positions.
Yep.
And that would make it fun.
Yes.
The issue is we're making it about each other, and there's too much fighting. There should not be any fighting when you have the heart to come and put yourself out there to do justice or do good for your membership. This is where we're missing it. Campaigning should be, we out here, we having fun. I'm getting to know you. I see your family. I have my children out there. You know, I'm gonna have my children out there and it's like, oh look, they don't like me over here. Don't go over there. Don't ask for that chicken. Like, wait a minute. Like, what are we doing?
Baby out there. I literally had my grandbaby out there.
Yeah, it's like we got our families out here. We are family, whether y'all like it or not. We are family. And so campaigning should be fun, but then it becomes exhausting because it can take a negative turn. So just be careful what you're doing. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you put out there, because things travel and it comes right back to your doorstep. And that's why it's important to make sure that you moving with integrity, you moving intentionally, and you moving because whatever you do is going to be in history. And so you gotta be careful with that. What was you gonna say?
So my advice, and who am I to give advice? Right, I lost 5 out of 6, right? But anyway,
It's
that being
okay.
said, look at me now. Look at me now. But anyway, when you run, I mean, the negativity or whatever the case may be, don't respond to it. I'm telling you, do not respond to it. I know you want to because you think it's an attack on you as a person, but that has more to do about that person. Chef just said
person with the problem got the problem.
The person with the problem got the problem, right? And responding to stuff like that, I mean, a lot of times you cause attention by responding to something that somebody didn't even know about.
That's
right?
true.
Right? Somebody don't even know anything about it, but you're responding to it, and they see a post with 18, 25, 90 comments. They're going to look, and they're going to start, well, what is this about? And they would have never known about it if you just say, hey, it is what it is. Because a lot of times the membership sees it. They're there for the entertainment, but they know who's doing what.
I mean,
Right?
but
They
when
know
you don't
who's who.
respond, a lot of times, and this is kind of the double-edged sword. When you don't respond, it's like, oh, well, they not saying nothing. It must be true.
No, that's not, no.
You know what? I don't
No.
feel like that.
I don't-
I feel
no.
like it's doing a disservice by speaking on it, because when you don't speak on it, you letting them know that this is not what I'm
That's
here
beneath
for.
me.
Yeah.
This is not what I'm here
Jeffrey,
for.
Right?
get
Give,
my car.
give it credibility. Give it
You
credibility.
letting them know that this is not what I'm about. I'm about X, Y, Z, and you keep on going with your campaign.
So just like one of my mentors mentored to me and told me the other day, last Saturday, that a lot of times just don't recognize it. But if someone sees you in person and asks you about it, you address it, right? But only if they address person to person. But you don't go off back on Facebook. I mean, because that's just it's going to go in history. People are going to see it.
Yeah.
And
then words get misconstrued.
Oh, my
all the
goodness.
time.
yes, and you try to have it's impossible to have an intelligent conversation through text.
On
It
Facebook
is.
especially.
It is. Stop.
Lord, help
Please
us.
stop.
Help
Please
us,
stop.
Lord.
Please just say, hey, give me a call. Right? Let's talk about this.
Yeah, because now you bet not. They'll screenshot the mess out of you
Yes,
and
yes.
and post it. But we should get back to having fun with this, man. It should be fun. Campaigning should be fun.
So I will say there are too many fringe benefits attached to these positions for it to be fun, because people a lot of times they get attached to the fringe benefits, and some of that is overtime. And when you get these positions, you've had them for a while, and overtime, things of that nature, you get a lifestyle. So you're not really defending the job, you're defending your lifestyle, right? When you've been in a position for 8-10 years and you got that type of pay, and you bought yourself an extra cabin, or you bought yourself a Corvette, or you got yourself a girlfriend, you're trying to keep that lifestyle. Because if you go back to that 40 hours, whatever the case may be, you don't have that lifestyle anymore.
Well, that's really with stewards and
That's
committees.
unfortunate.
So I get it. I do get it, though, for people who are running for positions. But I have been told, don't respond. Don't say anything.
That's your ego.
And
That is your ego.
Yep,
That's all
yep.
that
It
is.
can be your ego.
You
Yep.
better pray.
Yep, I'll
That's
take
right,
it.
life coach. That's right.
I'll
Give me
take
some of
it.
that. Give me some of
You talking about you
that. Eat your
wanna-
words. Eat your words. You better pray. Eat your words. You better put your hands on that computer and start saying, in the name of Jesus, I come to you right now, Father.
Okay.
You better come on.
No, that's a real thing. So we're going to end with our quotes. Thank you guys so much for watching. But we're going to end with our quotes. You can go ahead and start.
Okay, so I did say one of my quotes, but one of my other quotes is, courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength.
Okay, and who is that by?
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Okay.
Napoleon.
And so I have Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. What's yours?
I thought we was making up our own quotes.
I take it. Take it. We could have, but I just said, a quote on education. But yeah, go ahead.
So my educational quote is, education gives me the knowledge to remain accountable.
Okay, and that's Crystal Childry?
Yes, Crystal.
Okay, period. Y'all better put the dash on it. And what's yours, sir?
So before I go that, how much time we got, Miles?
2 minutes. We done.
Okay. UAW Region 1 Men's Council this weekend. Please come out and support that at Region 1. Saturday, June 13th.
Jesus.
Financial Summit. Financial 4 will be there as well. From 10:30 to 4. Financial Summit is 1 to 4. We will feed you. My quote is, truth is only perception. That's Stephen Kennedy, right? But my quote that I got, my favorite quote of all time is, great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. That's Eleanor Roosevelt.
Okay.
For
And that,
sure.
and that comes from Socrates. And Socrates said, strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Think about that.
Okay.
Right? Think about what you
Stop right
think
there.
about what you talk about.
I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Join me next week, okay? Same time. And if you have not subscribed, please do. Please
You
meet
have an
me
election next
at...
week.
Yes, I won't be here next week, but I will be here the week after. But listen, join us. Thank you so much for joining. June 27th is Poetry and Conversations. Please go on my page to get the information. I will be posting it. I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it, okay?
Get a guest host.
Peace.